Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Black. My name is HeeroJay. Today we are moving towards Route 6 and the stuff thereafter, but before we get there, we've got to make a little addition to Team HeeroJay. I said last time I wanted to add a flyer to my team so I could fly around places a lot easier, and I determined that Yamask was the dead weight. So the flyer I have chosen to attempt to capture is Ducklet, which is only found on the Driftwell City Bridge. And the logic behind that choice was it is part flying and it is also part water, which means it can learn water-type moves in addition to fly. So that basically means it's going to be my HM slave for water and fly. I did my research. I thought Emolga would have been a good choice, but alas, I don't think it can learn fly, because I was looking for an electric type. But as far as I don't think it can learn fly. I might be wrong, but my research said that it didn't. So that's kind of why we didn't go with it. Instead, going with Ducklet because, well, it was the closest one, and I can make it an HM slave. So I figured I'd show you guys the process of me catching it, just so you can believe me, not that I didn't just hack it into my party. So we let down, TLDR, Great Ball, it gets captured. Easy stuff, not a big deal, but necessary to show. So they are excellent divers, they make the water, blah blah blah, no one cares. And thinking about it, and thinking about what it looked like, I'm like, hey, wait a second. Ducklet kind of reminds me of a duck I've seen in another place, and then I thought about it, and then I thought of Mickey Mouse, and Daisy was the female duck in Mickey Mouse, so that was logic behind the name choice. Don't judge me, I'm not creative. If you can come up with something better, let me know. But that was the logic there. So, heading back towards the Pokémon Center, we pull items from Yamask and we dump it into the box, and we derp around trying to get Daisy out of the box. So, you can see the derp with that. I don't understand, you know, why I couldn't do this so smoothly when I did it, but I wasn't about to go re-record, so anyway, she's in the party now, we're healing up, and then after heals, we do item swaps. So we take the XP share from Sandy, and we give it to Daisy. And then I deliberate in trying to determine which item I should give to Sandy once we figure out where it's at. So XP share was there, goes to Daisy. We go up to Sandy, and looking at it, looking at all the stuff, I determined Soft Sand might be the logical choice, because it boosts ground-type moves, and I don't use enough of Sandy's dark moves that she doesn't have to warrant giving her the black sunglasses, or dark sunglasses, or whatever they're called. So that was choice for that. Then we bust out HMO2 Fly, and of course we teach it to Daisy, because that's the whole reason why I got her. And I have trouble determining which move I want to get rid of, but then I realized we're probably going to get rid of them all anyway, so I'm just going to get rid of the one for now that doesn't do any physical damage. So that was my choice behind that. And after 3 or so minutes of maintenance, we're finally almost ready to continue to Route 6, as previously promised. So now I think we're finally good. Now we'll move onwards to Route 6. We kind of started going that way, but then Bianca distracted us and gave us Fly. But now we're good. And like a good Let's Player, I remember, hey, I have Super Repels, we should bust those out, so you guys don't have to see a lot of random battles along the way. Should have did it last time, but I didn't, so I remember this time, and now we're good. Unfortunately, Repels don't work on trainers, as much as I'd just like to ride up on my bike and, you know, repel them right in the eye so they can't see me so I can continue on. It doesn't really work like that, so we have to fight a bunch of trainers on Route 6. And it seems like half the trainers in this episode were scientists. Yeah, kind of weird. And they all had Deerling. And that actually gets explained a little bit later when we run across the scientists, like, building. And they explain the whole logic behind that. But in short, I guess the Pokemon guys are trying to make things a little more creative and change the way Pokemon can change, if that makes sense. I derp around here thinking I can, like, get that item down south, but I can't, and I accidentally go back, so I figured, well, since I'm halfway back anyway, I might as well fade to black and go to the Pokemon Center. So you'll notice some awesome video editing this time, too. More Super Repel for you. Some awesome video editing, because I figured I'd kick it up a notch. I should work harder for you, or something like that. I do also show the new cutscene for Fly, too, so I don't cut that out the first time, because I think it looks pretty cool. They definitely worked on the sprites in this game, definitely. But yeah, going back to the whole changing Pokemon thing, like, back in the day, I sound like an old guy here because I am. Back in my day, Pokemon could only evolve through standard evolution and stones. If you wanted to make it work, you'd either find a stone or you'd grind really hard. And that sounds really dirty, but that's how it was done. But now they've got the Deerling who change in every season, I guess. You know, there's the 4 different forms, because 4 different seasons. Random berry no one cares about. And I guess, is this where I fly back? Yeah, this is where I fly back to the center to heal up again, so... Here's the cool little fly cutscene. I don't know, I just think it's pretty cool, so I've decided to leave it in. And, I believe we do another fade here. Yeah, another fade to black, and... Oh, hey, look, we're back at Route 6, hooray. But yeah, back in my day, stuff had to be done only one way, but with the Deerlings, like, oh, well, they can change every season, and... I guess, there's a legendary Pokemon that can change type depending on which plate you give it. And, I think there's, one in this game, actually. It's an electric type we might run into soon, where it changes depending on what kind of charge it has. I don't really... I mean, I give them props for being creative, because you can't do the same thing over and over and expect decent results. I mean, this isn't Call of Duty, so they gotta kinda change it up a little bit. Bad Call of Duty jokes aside, I give them credit for trying, because most people would just try and crank out the same stuff over and over. And if you have a decent enough fan base, it can work. But unfortunately, Pokemon seems to, at least to me, seems to be like a fad game. Where, like, you know, when I was a kid I played it, and then I got older and I stopped. And now I'm doing it again because it's fun. But, you know, it doesn't seem like to have that longer fan base that would, let's say, a Call of Duty or Legend of Zelda or something. I don't know. So we stumbled across the research lab. And this is that place I was talking about where they're trying to research Deerling and the 4 types. And TLDR, they want to see all the types. And, hey, could you capture us a Deerling and bring it back to the lab so we can see how it changes? We'd like to see what you got now. Nah, dude, I got nothing. Good try, though. So, that's their little thing. And I'm sure if you, like, make that happen for them, they give you an item or something. But I don't really care that much. That's not going to happen. So, continuing on, I like free stuff. Hyper Potion. Good times. And that reminds me, hey, someone's kind of beat up on Team HeeroJay. I should heal. So I pull out a Super Potion, and we drop it on Pansy, or he's almost going to die. And if I was more intelligent, I probably wouldn't have used Pansy at all this episode, because I guess it's raining out or something. You can kind of see it in the background, and when it's raining, Fire-type moves are not as effective. So probably should have thought that one through a little bit more, but I'm dumb, and I didn't. I was just on the mindset of, hey, Pansyr's kind of weak. We should stick it out front and get it some more levels. Unfortunately, it didn't really work. So eventually we wisen up and decide to not use it. But until there, we are still plowing through some scientists. And this I thought was a little interesting too. There are now Pokemon disguised as items. Yeah, so don't know why. I think, oh, I can just kill it, you know, whatever, but it wasn't really doing a whole lot because of the whole weakness thing, so kind of similar to, like, the Voltorb / Electrode in, like, Red, Blue, Yellow in the Power Plant. I guess they're doing that again, too, so much for the whole not recycling old ideas thing. I had faith, but then they kind of ruined that. At least in this aspect. They still are creative in other ones. And, you know, we struggled too much with this Vanillite. It's type Ice, but eventually we get it taken care of with Pansear, and Frillish we just switch in for the hopeful type advantage. And no problems really there. Except for the whole confusion thing. That's kind of upsetting. I hate it when that happens. But no problems there. Continuing on. And I try and fight Random Trainer, but instead I run into Random Pokeball Pokemon. Yeah. I don't know. Creativity. You gotta work on it. Pokemon guys, you do. And eventually you fight Random Last Trainer, and this battle was kind of interesting, so I'm gonna commentate on it. I thought it was different, just about the stuff that happened. So we're fighting the Minishino, so naturally we pull out Miyagi for the type advantage. And for whatever reason, right here at the end, it uses whatever, and Miyagi falls in love. So now Miyagi feels sad that it killed it. Like, its special attribute, like, couldn't have kicked in before, guilting me so it wouldn't die. It's like, no, you're about to die. Oh, by the way, you're supposed to love me. Blair. It's like extra sad. It's like, oh, well, now I miss the fact that it's gone, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I thought that was interesting when I was doing it, so that was the reason why I decided to show that, just a little piece there. And sure enough, right at the end, we pull on Sandy to take out Emolga, and she wants to evolve. So a lot of stuff got done this time. We added a new friend. One of our friends changed. And Miss Sandy the Sandile is now Sandy the Krokorok. Congratulations. Well, thank you. So I figured that was probably a good place to stop. So, aside from receiving random berry, we head back and heal up and get ready for the next episode. So, a lot of stuff got done today. I'm very pleased with that effort. Next time, we'll continue on Route 6, and I guess we're into a cave, and I hate doing caves, so we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Let's play Pokemon Black.